REMARKETER, empowering realtors.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed your long weekend, if it applied to your region. and uh, uh, I'm very happy that we get to start the week with a new discussion. So, what I'm going to tell you today is just a straightforward strategy that I'd like to talk about. I think it is going to be a very useful strategy for you, especially in the year ahead of us. And this is going to make a great combination in order to make one of the most important um, prospecting events for realtors to really start turning the wheels for you and start to generate business for you. I'm talking about open houses, obviously, and what I'd like to talk about today is the several different tools that are available in Remarketer. And I'd like to show you how I would build a strategy using these tools in order to really take the open house sessions to the next level. So that's basically what we'll be talking about. It's pretty straightforward, and it's just going to be several different steps that I think would be making a big difference in this important event. Now, before we begin, let's just quickly take a moment and talk about um, open houses. Now, I believe that open houses is one of the most underrated prospecting tools that a realtor has. It has great potential. It has a tremendous capacity in order for you to establish a business and to generate business from the tool, from the event. And most of the times you see that realtors do not respect the open house as such an important aspect of the business. I myself, as a consumer, have been to many different open houses, and uh, I've never really seen a realtor regard the open house strategically and try to engage with me as a consumer, as a potential consumer, in a strategic way. It's mostly regarded as the result of listing a property on MLS and having people come over and look at the property for the potential of making a sale on that specific listing. That is not the case. This is your opportunity to meet prospects. This is your opportunity to express your capability, your expertise, and the technology that you employ in your business. Uh, this is your opportunity to prospect even further. So it's not just about the sale of the property of the subject property, the property that has the open house. It's mainly your opportunity to express your abilities and to engage with the people who come to your property. You have to understand that the people who come to an open house are not all buyers of that same specific property. There are people who are obviously in the market looking for a property and have come to that property to look at it and hopefully place an offer for. So you need to be able to identify those people. But there are people who are just curious from the neighborhood who come in, could be a future sale. There are people who come and look at the property but not are not necessarily interested in the purchase of that property. They're pretty much weighing their options in the market. So there are many different uh, types of people who come to an open house, and unless you really engage with those people and you really uh, have the means to interact with every individual type of a visitor in an open house, then you're leaving a lot of opportunity, a lot of uh, uh, unrealized potential on the table, which is such a shame and such a waste. So that's why we want to take a look at an open house, just one example, and show you some strategy around it. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we have um, to do today. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is that once the property has been listed on MLS and we have a an open house uh, uh, scheduled, the system should have the property available in your listing manager. So that will automatically happen if you're a listing agent of that property. If you're not the listing agent of the property and you're simply hosting the open house, good for you because you're going to be the person who's going to be prospecting there. You're going to be the person who's going uh, uh, to engage and capitalize on all the potential that's presented in an open house. All you would need to do is to be able to really take the uh, the show running is to add your the property to your listing manager. So again, if you're the listing manager, the listing agent, it's just already there. Otherwise, all you need to do is click Add New, put in the MLS number, and click Add, and the property would be added to your listing manager. So this is the first step that we have to do. Now, um, in today's example, I want to show you a few steps that you can take in order to make the best of your open house. Obviously, the first thing is that you have your property on MLS with the open house dates available. So, you know, on various portals, whether other agents' websites, realtor.ca, realtor.com. So, you know, areas that properties are exposed to potential buyers and prospects that is being communicated. So those people are probably going to show up if they're interested in the open house. However, before we reach the open house date, there are several things that I suggest you make sure that you do. First thing is that you need to communicate the upcoming open house with your sphere of influence. So that's all the contacts that you have in your contact manager, or at least the sector of the contacts that you uh, feel that would be receptive to communicating the upcoming open houses. So, what we would need to do initially is to prepare an update and communicate that directly with my prospect, with my sphere of influence. So, this way, I'm not only banking on the potential of MLS and waiting for people to discover this open house event, but rather I would take action and communicate the open house event uh, initially. So that's one thing. So it's definitely should be part of your listing presentation, how you are going to, you have a strategy for your open house. So the first thing is to prepare an email and communicate that with my contacts. Maybe you can do that once, or at least once. Maybe you can do it once, twice, or even three times before the actual open house, really encouraging people to come and visit you in the open house. You might even have special open houses dedicated to your sphere of influence. So you might have a dedicated event for those people who you're really inviting over so that they would bring their friends or family, and, they come themselves and they talk about the event, and, whether they're the potential buyers themselves, or they can obviously influence other people. So that's why they're called the sphere of influence. Anyway, the first tool that we're going to be using here is Listing Courier right here down at the bottom. So this is an email marketing platform that you're going to be using, and one of the templates that we have right here is the open house flyer. So I'm going to be using this one just so that because it's really created for that, and I'm going to build a campaign now. Before doing that, let's go to the website. So this is the property right here. So this is the property that I'm going to be hosting the open house for, and It doesn't have an open house date set in MLS right now, but if it did, it would show the open house dates right here at the top of there. So let's just imagine that that's the case. I don't want to put up an actual property with an open house date right here for obvious reasons, but that would be how it would be created here. So basically, this is the property that we want uh, so I'm going to take the address, for example. Uh, let's use AI to create my campaign title. So you are invited to the open house. That, right? Um, that's my title. All right. So let's make this in a casual tone. Um, or maybe even let's make it a joyful tone, whatever. So one sentence. Um, that's how much of that. I'm going to submit it to AI. I use AI because why not? So once you submit it, all right. So you're invited to a joyful open house at da da da. So all right. So let's say I don't like it. Let's make this casual. I submit it again. So that's how you can change things. If you don't want outcome, you can change things around. You're invited, swing by da 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 for a casual open house. All right, so I might even want to change stuff or uh, make any changes that I want to make, and I can just add it right there. Perfect. Now I need a flyer message. So let's go ahead and create an email campaign message. So um, upcoming open house for that. You are invited. Bring your family or friends. Um, let any that um, welcome, whatever you want to say. All right, so I'm just dumping my ideas there. And let's say I want it to be professional and I want one paragraph here, submit, and it is going to write a message for me. So that is going to be the message at the top of the email campaign that's going to be sent out right now. All right, so there we go. We've got a nice little thing here. Again, if you want to make any changes, you can go ahead and make the changes. And I'm going to use the flyer message. Next, I'll just select the property. There it is. And I will continue and generate. Now, because oh, there it is. So we've got some content here. It didn't have the dates there in the system. Otherwise, it would display the dates properly. But I can obviously go ahead and make the necessary changes here if I want to. Right. So for the open house date, I can obviously change the stuff. So let's say um, it is going to be, let's say, on the 18th, whatever, uh, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then the second one would be on, let's say, um, 19th. I don't know about, again, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., etc. All right. So now I have the information there. That's the invitation. That's the information about the property. Links, click to read more and see more about the property. All of that is created. All I need to do is save this. So it basically took a couple of minutes to build that, and you can go ahead and email that to your sphere of influence, to your contacts. All right. So that's how I'm going to make the first round of impression. I'm actively inviting people, and you can have a follow up and different people, different incentives. You can really be creative in how you invite people over to your open house. So that's the first thing that you can do. So that's step one. I'm inviting people over to my contacts. Now, the second thing that I could do, obviously, is to also advertise the uh, the property. One of the things that you could do is to create a social media post as well, and again, invite people over to an open house. Now, for that, we also have tools here. You could use the custom graphics here to create an open house invitation. So that's one of the options that you have. I'll show you how you can do that. You can go to listings. You can select the property. There it is. You can select whichever photo that you like it to use. And then you can also add a tag here. So the tag is we're going to go with open house. There's a list, and you could use the open house tag. Next, what you need to do is to simply download the image and use it on social media. So you can create this really quick and post it to social media for an open house awareness on your social media as well. You might even boost the ad and throw in uh, a 10, 20, $50 into boosting the post and creating maximum exposure in terms of your open house that is upcoming. So that's one option that you have. Make sure that in the remarks of the post, you include the date for the open house and a link to your uh, a property detail page. So that's another thing you could do. We have other options here as well. So if you really like to utilize Canva, you know that Remarketer is integrated with Canva, and you're going to be able to use any one of um, the templates that we have available right here. So let's imagine that you want to use this template right here. So all you need to do is to select this, and it'll take you to Canva. Now I'm logged in with an admin account here. That's why it doesn't let me edit it. I could view the template. Let me log in. Open an editor. There we go. Now, if you don't know, you should know that we have a Remarketer Studio app, which is integrated into Canva, which you can obviously use. I'm going to log in here with my Remarketer credentials. If you haven't used this app before, go ahead and look for it in our previous presentations, Remarketer Studio. So basically what it is that it's an integrated remarketer. It integrates remarketer into your Canva account. And that's so easy. I can just simply go ahead and select my property right there. And I can just drag and drop and um, change the picture as I wish to do so. There we go. And you can also change the property details, for example, the address, etc. So we can also um, use the address here instead of this one, for example. Change the content there. Change the 15th from 2 to 5, just like that. And you're ready to go. You can also share this to your social media, for example, straight from Canva. So you are also creating other applications, other marketing content that can be used on social media to promote the the event. Now, for your social media promotions or pretty much any advertising of your open house, we do have another tool which is very, very important. Let's go back to Listing Manager and edit this property right here. Now, one thing is for you to point those ads of yours, the social media campaign, over to this page. So the listing detail page, which is great. You already have a full-fledged listing detail page, which is engaging and converting. So it provides a lot of content. It provides analytical information. It provides schools with rankings. It provides sold history if they log in. It provides similar sold properties, market stats, etc. So these are all the content that would be available on this landing page here as well. There's only one downside to this, and that is that people who visit your website are anonymous and you don't know who these people are. So you're not really generating lead unless they show interest in any of the tools that are presented here. Either they want to download the Home Index app and view this property on the app. If you're a Home Index subscriber, you have this available there. Or they want to see similar sold properties or sold stats, or they want to see the transaction history. So these are the only uh, options where someone would register and then you would know who that person is. Otherwise, you have another tool at your discretion here that you can use. So if you go to your listing manager, you go to the property and click edit, you have an open house tab right here on the left. What this is, it gives you the URL to a page, a landing page, specifically designed for you to be able to register people who want to see the property details. So this is a virtual open house landing page, if you want to say, that's available for you. So it has all the information that are available on the website, plus the fact that people are required to register when they come to this URL. So that's the URL that you could use in your social media promotions. So that's the tool that I would definitely suggest for you to use. It's pretty easy. You can just copy this URL by clicking on this uh, chain icon right here and take it to your social media. So wherever you're posting that post right here, for example, in the comments where you want to say that, here's the link for more information, use this link instead. How does it look? It looks like that. So if they click on that link, they're going to come to a landing page where they would be able to see um, they'll be able to register and then see the details of the property. So that's a layer added to the process, which is going to do two things. Firstly, just like any other open house, you register people when they come to your open house, but you're also generating leads here so that you can have further engagement down the road. So now that you're advertising and you're paying like $50 on social media to promote that open house event, if anyone clicks on it, they'll be brought to a landing page that where they would have to register before they take things further. So let's go ahead and register uh, over here. So I'm just going to uh, go ahead with the registrations. Are you represented by a real estate agent? Yes or no. So that information will all be recorded for you, or just curious, whatever. Uh, and then I register. Once I register, the system opens up. Next time that I come back to this website, I don't have to register again. So this doesn't happen all the time for the same person. Only the first time that I visit, I'm required to register, and then I have again the same information available on my landing page right here. I can see property, the property pictures, I can see the information that I want to have and all that. All right. Now, it does have some extra features to a simple landing page as well. So one of the things is that I can, for instance, download a brochure. So what it does is that it allows me to download a PDF file and save a PDF file as a visitor. So it builds that PDF file for me, and I'll be able to download the PDF file as I go. But there are more to it. Let's go back. So if you just give it a couple of seconds, it's going to build the PDF file, which is just a brochure. I'm not going to wait on that. So let's go back here, and you see that we have some features available right here. All right. Now, the first thing is an option that you have. You can also have a virtual open house for your property. So not only you can advertise for the actual open house, you can also advertise for a virtual open house, which is an amazing tool because the actual open house requires people to actually get in the car and drive to your property and come and visit the property, which is amazing for the people who firstly have the time, and secondly are probably curious enough or actually in the market and really want to see the property in person. But then there are the people who might be interested in any way, just being curious all the way to being a potentially a buyer, but do not have the time or are not in the geography of the property. So the property might be for sale in Markham. The person who's interested might be residing in Niagara Falls. So they're thinking of moving to Markham, but it's not really easy for them to travel all the way from Niagara Falls um, to Markham to view the property. So it could be a great idea for you to also have a couple of dates for a virtual presentation of the property. This could be you with your cell phone going around and having a virtual presentation of the property live streamed on one of the social media platforms that you use. You could use Instagram for live streaming. You could use YouTube for open house live streaming. You can use Zoom. You can use Google Meet. So there are many different platforms that you can really utilize in order to live stream your open house. And make that available. So if I want to advertise a virtual open house session, uh, in addition to my actual open house session, I can do that here. It's pretty easy. You have a start date. So let's say we said 18th, but I mean, let's say it's on a Saturday. Um, or maybe we can even do it before that. So let's say we want to do it on the Friday at 5 p.m. and it's going to go until 5:30. All right. So we're going to start at 5:30 and we're going to end at, when was it? 20th. Let's say we're going to end at 6 o'clock. All right. And then I'm going to add my live stream link, right? So let's say I'm doing a live stream on YouTube. So this is I'm just going to say https://youtube.com. Let's say this is my live stream link. So I get that from YouTube. So you go on YouTube, you create a live stream, you schedule it for the future, and then it gives you the link. So you could use the live stream link right here. If you need a second live stream as well, you can put the second live stream right here too. All right. So let's say the second one is going to be the week after. I'm just going to go ahead and do next Friday. Again, uh, 5:30 to 6 o'clock, 1800. All right. And I'm going to have another tool, another link for my second live stream. So you can add these in there. In addition, you can also add virtual reality links as well, right? So if you're doing a 360 tour, walk-in tour of your property, and you have that available, you can embed that onto the landing page right here, just to give it a lot more um, uh, of a virtual feel to the open house. So you can have a virtual reality link. You can have floor plans added in here. You can add a 3D virtual tour embed code as well. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me just get my embed code. I have a sample embed code that I can use. Hopefully, let me see if I can find it. There it is. So if you're using, let's say, Matterport or other tools for generating walkthrough videos, you can ask your tour company to provide you with the embed code as well. They can provide you with the embed code, and you can just paste it right here. If you have a video tour embed code, so if you, let's say, you've recorded a video and you want that to be embedded, you can also embed that code in here as well. Now, the virtual reality link is a link that would be used by, um, uh, again, the same providers here. Uh, to render this walkthrough in a goggle, so in a 3D view goggle. So you can even have that to give it a virtual reality capability as well. So from the same people who provide you with this embed code, you can also ask them to give you the virtual reality link as well. It's a URL that you're going to place here. People are going to be able to click on that and view it on a virtual reality set of goggles. So that's another cool thing to add to your capability on the landing page as well. I'm going to save that. So open house has been successfully updated, and we've got uh, the landing page updated uh, accordingly as well. So there it is. We've got the live stream open houses now available here. Once they click, they're going to be able to go to my live stream open house. So over there, there's going to be a capability to schedule, to save in the calendar. All of those things are available with those platforms. So that's going to be there. They're going to be able to see a 3D virtual tour as well. So this is going to load, and they'll be able to walk in and do their thing. So this is just a sample. It's not the same property, but you know how it works. Obviously, I left the video tour empty. That's why it didn't load. But if I put in the code in there as well, I would have another video tour. In addition to the virtual tour here as well. So let's say I do one video tour and I have that in here too. So we have a lot of content available for them to be able to really utilize that. So the live sessions are also available up here. So the whole thing is really uh, created so that you'd be able to the visitor is going to be able to really engage and see what they want to see with the property. All right, so they can join you live, they can view the property right here, they can go through the property in a walkthrough tour. So all of that is embedded and available on one uh, specially designated page, which requires them to register before they can access. So that's the whole point. You really want to capture them and be able to generate prospects and leads uh, with this event of yours. So all of my ads on social media are going to be pointing to this URL right here, which is going to give them all of this. Now, another thing that we want to do is we would like to, uh, let's say, also invite people to my open house, um, again, virtually, but this time utilizing um, print material. So, one of the first things that I would suggest that you do is to create a rider for your for sale sign. So, something similar to the title of today's session here. So, this rider right here can be made, and you can have this made for your for sale signs. And all you need is simply to have a little white section on the right. So that's what you need to let your printer, the person who's going to be, the company is going to be printing this for you. Just let them know that I need a little white spot on the right for a QR code. And so that you can reuse this every time. So all you need to do is to stick a new QR code in this white spot every time you use this same writer for um, a new property. So this way you won't have to reprint the writer every time for every property. You just need a normal printer, and you can buy these peel off sticker printable papers from Staples, where you can print your QR code on and have it available at the house. So this by itself is going to create a lot of some curiosity as well. So what you're doing is that you're promoting the fact that people can view an open house instantly if they're curious to see. And all they need to do is to scan this QR code, as you can see that this lady is doing. People walk their dogs, people jog around the property, people drive by. And as soon as they see that they have an option right there, they might as well use it. And once they do, the whole process happens again. This, many of our clients have tried it, and they have really built it into their practice. And this is definitely going to make a lot of difference. So not only it is telling your clients, the owner of this property, that you're not just like any other realtor who just lists on MLS and sits around and see what happens. You're actively promoting it with email, social media, and as well as print material right here as well. So I'm sending a QR code. Now, where do I get that QR code? Again, the same place. It's right here. So this one is your scan for a virtual open house. So what you need is to click on that little button out down the road and get the printable version of the QR code, which is going to send them right over to the same URL right here. So if someone scans this QR code, they're going to go straight to that um, um, event right there. So let me go ahead and scan this QR code. And you can see on my phone right here that I've been sent to the same landing page, and the rest of the process will happen as we had explained before. All right. So that's my printable QR code right here as well, which I'm going to be using on my rider right here. So that's the next piece of the puzzle. So make sure you have this rider available and you use it for all of your for sale properties. This way people are going to engage, and then you're going to have prospects that you're going to be able to talk to afterwards. That's the whole point. Yeah, right? So you're not only putting the property on sale, you're also prospecting with this valuable opportunity that you have. Now, people, when scanning this, can join you online. You can talk to them. They can see you. They can see the way that you're presenting the property. These could very well be your next clients, because these are probably people from the neighborhood who are looking to see how effective you're marketing your property. And if they ever think of listing their property, they would definitely think of you, the realtor who had that little extra, compared all the other realtors who are just, sitting around and seeing what MLS is going to bring to their property, right? So that's another thing that you can certainly use. Now, there's another way to use the QR code as well, and I would definitely suggest for you to do that as well. And those are postcards. Uh, what you can do is that you can download this QR code and save it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to save this image on my uh, computer. And then you can go to graphics, you can go to Canva design, for instance, and you can go to postcards, right? So we can have like a postcard uh, designed for an invitation to an open house. All right. So let's say, for example, I want to use this one. So there it is. We have front and back and different options um, the card, and I'll just edit it accordingly. So uh, open house, just like that. I type in my stuff. I can just copy and paste this stuff over here. And let's say I want to use, let's just change this in the same way. So let's delete that. Instead, I'm going to say scan this code for instant open house. All right. And then what I need to do is to drag and drop my code in there and just place it in here, just as easy as that, and have this printed. All right. We can also change the picture. Which one was it? This one. All right. So I'm going to change the picture, fix it. Perfect. Just as easy as that. This is ready. I can also fix the back. So let's say I want to have this picture over here and then this picture over here. You fix the rest of it, and you have a postcard ready to be sent out. What I'll do is that I would print just a few of these, let's say 100 or 200 copies of this. And then what I'll do is that I will post this in the same neighborhood, right? So I'm sending this out to the people in the neighborhood, right? And I can even word this to make it a little bit more, personalized to that. So neighborhood specific virtual open house stuff like that. So this is only available to you guys as the neighbors of this property. We want you guys to be able to see this. You can share this with your friends, etc. So you can have a little note on it as well with that information. So to encourage the people who receive this postcard to go ahead and scan this QR code, and again generate some prospects for you. So this is again another um, uh, set of content that you can create for marketing your property. So we have MLS, we have our website, we have our social media, we have email campaigns, we have for sale signs, and we have postcards. So we're creating a whole y- uh, several different channels of marketing, and we're trying to capture as much attention as we possibly can. And remember, this is giving you two separate results. One, promotion of the property that we're trying to sell. Obviously, we have that listed. The second thing is that we're promoting ourselves, our services, our capacity, our marketing capacity, and our ability to promote a property for our clients better and much more efficiently compared to other realtors in the neighborhoods. That's what we want to do. We want to set a standard. We want to be able to be a step ahead uh, compared to all the other people who are practicing the same industry. So that's another thing that you can do. And finally, the day of the open house, the actual open house arrives, and you're going to be in the house welcoming people who come to the open house. Obviously, what you do in the open house is you have a registration form. So you register people who visit your open house. Most of the agents, what do? They have a piece of paper. They have people sign up on that piece of paper, and then usually nothing happens. That piece of paper goes back home and ends up in one of your drawers until you have some time to do something about it, which is if it ever happens, it's usually too late anyway. So for that, what you would be using is you'd go to Listing Manager, and you're going to be able to open up this um, uh, menu right here, and you can see the open house item right here. This is your open house registration. So all you would need to do is to have this page opened up on a tablet in the open house, and people who come in, instead of presenting them with a piece of paper, which is not impressive and very difficult to use as an engagement tool afterwards, and instead use this registration page that you have. So, firstly, you're impressing the people who are coming in. You're using technology rather than a piece of paper, ancient technology versus modern technology. The second thing is that uh, the whole process of engaging with the people who come to your open houses will now be automated. As soon as they register here, so they can either use your tablet to register, they'll put their first name, last name, email address, and phone number right here. So first of all, it's not gonna you don't have to deal with bad handwritings, etc. Everything is inputted properly. As soon as they register, the system we're going to add this person to your CRM. It is going to send an email, a thank you email to them with the information to the property, so they can go back to your website and see the property and engage with the rest of the content that you have. So you are prospecting and updating your CRM database as we go along here without you having to do anything. The whole process happens automatically. So all of that is uh, done for you right here. If you don't want people to use your tablet, you can also present them with this QR code in the corner. They can scan it with their own phone, and they'll be able to pull up the same page right here on their phone and register directly on their own phone as well. So that also is you can even download this QR code and print it and have it available at the open house and ask people to scan this QR code and register. That way, you're going to be able to have your laptop available on the side. So even if they put in a wrong email address, you're going to be able to catch that before they leave the property. So you're going to be have an opportunity to have them correct their email address so you have a proper qualified lead. Other than that, they're going to have information available in them, and they're going to have their first point of contact from you before they put on their shoes and leave the property. So that sends a different message as well. So that's the level of service that you're providing to the people who are coming to your open house. So use this to register your open house visitors physically as well, and you're going to be able to really shine. Now, the final step is the aftermath of your open house. Now, you will have a lot of contacts here in your system which have been tagged uh, like this open house. So you know that these people have visited your open house. And now is your opportunity to take the engagement further and communicate afterwards as well. So what can you communicate afterwards? You have several different options. Now that you have your leads available right here, one of the things that you can do is, for example, you can send updates, right? So let's say the property has been listed and it stays on the market. Now you relist it at a different price. You know that the people who have come to your open houses before have been registered here. What all you need to do is to prepare an email, right, with an update. So I can go in here and use the single detail flyer, and then I'm going to say that, all right, so this time the campaign title is going to be um, reduced price uh, for blah blah blah. And you can create the campaign like that, and send an update to them, for example. All right. So if um, uh, there are any other updates, for example, let's say a new set of pictures are available, so you can have very different excuses to start the communication around the same property in there, right? Now, let's say the property sells. You came to this open house, and I would like to let you know that we've been able to successfully sell, right? Now, that would be a good campaign that you can send to the people who came to the open house, um, after the property has been sold. So here's the campaign that I would suggest. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to select this property, and here it is. Let's go back to the property detail page over here. So campaign title, sold. Uh, there. All right. And then a flyer message. This is going to be my flyer message. We have successfully sold this. You had come to the open house, uh, uh, and uh, we similar properties available uh, that may interest you. Get in touch with us if you are interested to know the transaction or similar options. This is what I'd like to do as the aftermath, right? So I can write one paragraph right there. So, uh, what the objective of this campaign uh, is two things. Firstly, to let the people know that we have successfully sold the property. Secondly, is that I know that you came to this open house. So you have some interest in here, right? So let me know what that interest is. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Then I'm going to use the same property. This one's not sold yet, but if it's sold, it's going to say sold here. Otherwise, I can also edit these things in here, right? If you want the price to be mentioned, you can do that. Contact or price, you can do these kind of things as well, right? Uh, or sold price or whatever. And then you have that content available, you save it, and then you send this out to the people who came to your open house. See, these are the people with the tag, with the open house tag. You can send this to these people who came to your open house, and boom. Now you are communicating and engaging with the people who came to your open house even after the property has sold. So, this is how you can really interact with the people, knowing exactly what their interest is. So, I'm not just sending out a random email, I'm following up on the sale of a property that you showed interest in. And I would like to take our conversation to the next level. This is how CRM is practiced. This is how you can engage with your clients and do a lot more with regards to that. So these are the stuff, and obviously you can do more with this as well. We don't have a lot of time here, but I can come up with several different follow-up email campaigns that I can send. Now that I have captured content, captured contacts, I would be able to do a lot more with that. So this is all of the steps in the strategy that I wanted to talk about with regard to open house. A simple um, event, open house event, that most of the agents don't really build any opportunity around, or aren't really able to capture the full potential, is now a full-on business generation strategy for you. So um, now that the markets are not as hot as before, you have the opportunity to do more of this. And it is going to build on the potential that you desperately would need, other than just simply waiting around and seeing what the old classic ways would bring about for you. So this way, you're going to be able to do a lot more with the simple open house event that you have. You can see the capability. You can, if you do this and make this as part of your business strategy, I'm sure you're going to be able to build in no time a huge database, which is just a gold mine. A database of people who are coming to open houses is an amazing gold mine for you, because these are people with intention, whether you're getting them online or physically in the property. You're going to be able to do a lot with that database. It's much more qualified than anything you'll ever be able to generate with an online advertising campaign, a Google ad or whatever, which you're going to be spending a lot of money on. This way, you're going to be able to generate a lot of leads, a lot of engaged leads, a lot of qualified leads with intention, which is going to be that gold mine that you're going to be able to harvest very effectively with proper follow-ups as well. Um, all right, so that's it. This is where I'm going to stop. Let me see if we have any questions. I see Jeff's question. Uh, Jeff, we're going to take a look at this. It's about your email bounce rate. That's for sure. We're going to take a look at this, and we'll let you know. I really have to take a look at your account to see what would be the problem. But generally speaking, know this: email marketing is becoming more and more difficult. Not that to discourage you in any way. We should still pursue email marketing as we were doing in here as well. The thing is that anonymous emails, if you are using a Yahoo email or a Gmail or a Hotmail or Simpatico or Rogers or those kind of things. These are anonymous emails, right? Nobody's going to check who you are when you register johndoe@gmail.com, for example, right? So um, those emails do not qualify for email marketing anymore. And if you're still using those emails as your primary email, attached to your Remarketer account or any other email marketing platform that you might be using, they are becoming more and more restricted. And receiving email servers are not going to allow uh, anonymous emails to propagate and send out marketing campaigns anymore. So you would definitely need to have your own um, business emails. And that is crucial for your business going forward. So if you don't have a business email registered yet and aren't actively using a business email, they are paid. There's no free business email. So, but it's an investment well worth it. So you should definitely consider that. And with that configuration, you're going to have a much better success ability, well, success rate pretty much, sending out emails, because it's a verified email. It's not anonymous anymore. They would know who has registered the domain, who has purchased, because you need to purchase it, who has purchased this email and sent that. So that's one important aspect to consider for email marketing. And the second thing is reputation. Reputation is super important. So if you have, especially if you have large email lists, you should make sure that you only communicate with the people who engage with your emails. If you send emails to anyone and everyone, and you get a high rate of unsubscription, and we're not talking about 20% for high rate of unsubscription. A 2% unsubscription rate is super high, and you're going to start getting blacklisted. So that's not tolerated anymore. And if you are sending emails to people who unsubscribe, to people who don't engage, do not open your emails, and even worse, they might even go ahead and report you as a spammer, that is going to be poison to your reputation. And the more you get those stars taken away from your account, the more it is going to make it difficult to land in the recipient's inboxes. So you'll be spammed or sometimes even outright blocked. So this is an ongoing battle, pretty much. We have to deal with it as well, but there are many different things. On your end, you need to make things that you do two things. Make sure that you do two things. These two things are, it will take care of 90% of the problem. First, make sure you're using um, a, a, a registered business email. So that would be using your own domain, which is more professional on your business card too, anyway, compared to a Gmail account, right? Which is, not professional at all. The second thing is that you need to maintain a clean email list. So your database in your contact manager has to be clean. These should be engaged people. You shouldn't just dump email addresses in there and just communicate. So this practice that I just talked to you about, the open house, you're sending relevant information to people who came to your open house, who showed interest to a specific property. So this way, the uh, you're communicating or you're sending out content that's relevant to their prior interest. This way, their engagement is going to be a lot higher, and it's going to help the reputation of your email campaign uh, efforts, rather than sending irrelevant information to everyone. So this is healthy communication. So these are the kind of things. Nevertheless, Jeff, we will take a look at your account, and we will see what could be any actions that could help improve the situation for you. All right. So that's pretty much it. I think we've covered everything. I hope this was informative for you. If you take all the steps that I mentioned, these are not time consuming. Each one of them will take a few minutes. It would really build a solid strategy for you, and it would definitely start rolling into a very, very big um, uh, let's say, performance system for your business. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay in touch with us, and I'll also see you next week with a different topic. Goodbye.